During the early years of Lacrimosa, the relationship between its music and its visual part strengthened naturally. The Harlequin became the emblem of the project. It is a figure that portrays the perfect man. The countenance of this character exposes these aspects in a subtle way, for sadness and happiness coexist organically. An important element that contributed to this was Charles Chaplin. He has been a major inspiration for Tilo Wolff throughout the years since, in him, Tilo meets the balance of entertaining others as his calling, while in the inside it is hard to hold oneself up. It is as if this circus and theatrical effigy combined the tragicomedy masquerades. The Harlequin icon uses the archetype of the Italian comedy, Pierrot, Pierotto, or Pedrolino, whose personality is attributed to Giuseppe Giratori, from a secondary masquerade of the 16th century Commedia dell'arte. Late that century it passed to France, where Jean-Gaspard de Buot, a mime artist, added the appearance that made it universal. On the verge of the 21st century, Pierrot's icon is preserved as a silent mime artist defined by de Buot in Le Funambule. On the other hand, Tilo Wolff's and Diamantopoulos' Harlequin exhibits features that differentiates it from the archetypes, namely the violin, a musical instrument that accompanies our friend, for this is a sign that this yoke belongs to the musical universe, while the other feature is the black and white costume with diamonds, which shows the everlasting dualism that lives in Lacrimosa. By the year 1992, Tilo Wolff keeps on composing and creating music. This 20-year-old boy has proven to have an insatiable need to take out from his guts a thunderous misery. Weekly, the songs of a new cycle start to come out, the cycle right after Angst, complementary to it. However, as usual, some of the songs were dismissed. These were an instrumental song with a circus atmosphere, Drecht Ruhig, spinning, and another one named Der Geschmack der Schmerzen, the taste of pain, which didn't fully convince Tilo Wolff. So, he left them aside and decades later were included in the anniversary compilation Schattenspiel from 2010 and Versionen from 2020 respectively. The new songs were composed to cover a new range of sounds that were not present in Angst. Some of these sounds that enrich like no other the upcoming album were the hi-hats, the accordion, the violin, the bass, and the electric guitar. A paramount part of one of the most mysterious songs of the band were the rhythm boxes and samplers that were used again. Together, the journey through music and the artistic creation left a mark on the decisions of young Tilo Wolff, who emancipated and rented an apartment to live with some friends. Nights full of excess, alcohol, and good times, proper of that age, were key to shape his next prospectus. Getting along with others and being very social is fundamental in the life of every person. For some, it is not as easy as it sounds, though. Being around noisy and strange voices, previously unknown to Tilo, led him to existential issues. After all, feeling lonely around people is worse than being without anyone around. These growing bitter feelings didn't lessen the misery that was always present. Moreover, Wolf's love life also changed. Ending the relationship with his girlfriend fostered his immersion into the elements of darkness. The least obvious of the elements triggered one of his most painful compositions in the form of a cheese, namely, the favorite cheese of his ex-girlfriend that Tilo used to prepare her with breath. The name of the cheese is Brezzo. Transforming the solitude and misery that Tilo Wolff was buried in was not an easy task, but it didn't take him that long to figure out a proper way to materialize his new artistic endeavor. The threatening horizon, as the sky depicted in Anx's cover, showed that joy had abandoned him. In the new cover art, with his unique touch, Diamantopoulos portrays a version of a scene from Chaplin's film The Circus, where the homeless character chooses not to go on with the rest of the company. Rather, he is deserted. That circus life can be nothing but an ongoing misery full of pain that cannot be revealed, since the main goal is to amuse the local audience. Plenty of examples of this can be watched in movies like Strada from Federico Fellini, The Circus from Charles Chaplin, or the shocking movie from Tod Browning, The Freaks. On early 1992, Tilo Wolff went to the Sodom and Gomorrah studios to record the album that would complement his first work, the album Einsamkeit, Loneliness. This time, he invited several people to collaborate. Among the invitees were Philippe Elliott, who played the pianos, keyboards, and mastered the sound, Roland Thala, who played the electric guitar in some songs, Stelio Diamantopoulos, who played the bass guitar wonderfully, besides creating the album cover, and the mysterious Eric the Phantom, who played the violin. As for Tilo Wolff, he wrote, composed, and sang in all the songs, played the piano, keyboards, and rhythm boxes, and he also produced the album and designed the cover. The photographs were taken by Felix Flauha, and the graphic design was performed by a company named Imago. The album includes 6 tracks: Reine de Zenzo, Part 1 and 2, Reisende Blicke, which refers to a situation at the cinema watching the movie of his life,
Im Kino meines Lebens.
Einsamkeit, which gives the name to the album,
Einsam.
Diene eines Geistes, a more dynamic and rock-style song, Lobblied auf die Zweinsamkeit, a mysterious song that leads us through the densest darkness known by Lacrimosa so far. And the mournful Brezzo, a heartbreaking song where the violin has the leading role.
Ich bin nicht tot, nein, ich bin nicht tot.
Einsamkeit was released in CD and vinyl format. The young Wolff has never gone unnoticed. During the Einsamkeit time, his look turns into a lesser modest one. It is clear that he is deep into the Gothic subculture, the new German death art. A loaded makeup, shaped temples, outlined eyes, the nails done, and a dark version of a glam dressing made him look as a mysterious being that has full control of the stage. Nothing was beyond reality. However, the connection of elements complements with Tilo Wolff's look, which shows the consistency of Lacrimosa as a project from every point of view. With 2 albums already in the bag and tons of possibilities ahead, and besides his fan base was growing and demanded a live performance, Delaval resolved that his music was not yet ready to be performed on stage. So he didn't hire more musicians, nor he scheduled any tour dates. Along with his fear of public appearance, it was the grief that he was going through what made him to give up on any live performance. Nevertheless, he was about to open that door. The world had to know about Lacrimosa, and being inside a recording studio was not helping at all to reach that point, to let the future reveals naturally in the form of a muse that would bring along so much inspiration.